You like that?
I like that you're here.
Caitlyn Clark signs an 8-figure deal with Nike to join Elena Delle Donne and Sabrina Ionescu as the only 3 Nike signature athletes in the WNBA so far. What kind of shoe can we expect for Caitlyn's first shoe, and who's next on Nike's list to actually have a signature sneaker? We'll get into that in this video. First, let's take a look at shoes that Caitlyn's worn in the past or recently. Now, she has worn a Kyrie Infinity in the past, which is similar in shape to the Air Delle Donne, Elena shoe. But more frequently and a lot more famously, she wore Kobe's, Kobe 6, Kobe 5s, a lot of the Kobe models, mainly the 6 and the 5. Now, just like Caitlyn, Sabrina came into the league with the most fanfare ever that we had ever seen. And she was a mentee of Kobe's. And actually, once they stopped producing his shoe after his passing, her shoe actually filled the gap for a lot of people who used to wear the Kobe. Her shoe's wildly popular, still is to this day. I mean, it's only been out a year now. But even with the re-release of Kobe's now, her shoe has taken a nice spot in the hearts of hoopers everywhere on all levels, WNBA, NBA, college, even just casuals in the streets. Sneakerheads won 2023 Basketball Shoe of the Year from Nice Awards and their first annual awards. You can see why it's so popular. It's just a beautiful shoe, honestly. Matter of fact, you can customize any colorway you want right now on Nike by You, which I'll leave a link in the description. The pressure is on. The pressure is on Nike to make sure that Caitlyn Clark does not have a flop following the success of the Sabrina 1. Now, Nike has a pattern where its WNBA players tend to wear some version of a GT, rather GT cut or GT jump, before they have a signature release. And some of the style components from those releases tend to carry over into their signature shoe. So in Elena Delle Donne's case, we can see some of the lines from the midsole on that top pair, some of the elements from the strap on the bottom pair, the heel counter and the shape of the outsole. All of that carried over into her shoe. Sabrina had a version of the GT cut, and we could see even though other players had player versions of their own, hers had a very distinct pattern that when she released her signature also carried over. You can just see all of the same design language in her signature shoe from her version of the GT cut. So I expect that pattern to stay the same when it comes to Sabrina and what they do with her first signature shoe. And my guess is that she's going to be wearing the GT Cut 3. If she doesn't still wear the Kobe. But I would guess that she's going to wear the GT Cut 3. A beautiful shoe. ZoomX In The Hill. I know they're going to want to lean away from what Sabrina's doing so they don't step out of momentum of that shoe with the fly knit and that color blocking. This one's a lot different. Has a perforated upper. I can see them going with a lot more basic colorways for Caitlyn. You see this white and red version with the rubberized bumps on the swoosh there. Metallic silver hits. I can see that playing out in a way. Here we see the Nike Hoop Summit version with these Olympic colors where they went with the speckled swoosh on there. That's gorgeous, actually. So this is the shoe that I expect to see Caitlyn wearing next season. And of course, they can go colorful. They have colorful versions of it. We see this one. This one here that Tyrese Halliburton had his PE. Again, they put the design element in the swoosh, which I'm really a fan of. They put the polka dots on there. If you can give me a base white shoe and then go crazy on the swoosh, you can put your cow prints and your leopard prints and whatever you want to do in the swoosh, but just give me a base shoe with maybe 2 secondary colors. Perfect. Works with Caitlyn's personality too. They'll be able to get a lot of different models off that way without going too crazy. I don't see them going with the super bright colorways in the way of the Ja Morant or even the Sabrina. Maybe they will, who knows? But I can see them keeping it more classic. Now, another Nike athlete, Ja Morant, used to wear a lot of Kobe Bryant shoes before he got his own signature. And ever since his shoe has been released, it's been compared to the Sabrina one a lot. like pretty much everywhere. Both of them are great shoes. Both of them are on a lot of people's top 5 list. But with the Caitlyn, I think they're going to make that shoe more equivalent to a LeBron James, more of a premium version. And as we can see with his most recent shoe, perforated upper, looks really good in school colors, which I know they'll want to do that with the Caitlyn shoe. So a lot of different schools can adopt that and put their logo on the tongue. Just a very classic looking shoe. Air zoom in the back. They don't need to really go too crazy on the shoe. They just need to not flop. And so I don't see them really taking too much of a risk. They'll keep it safe. We'll probably see some blend between their 2 most premium models, which is the LeBron and the GT Cut 3. And as you can see, both of them kind of have that same perforated look, low top, like all the shoes are right now. That's what we can expect to see from Caitlyn. By the way, the GT3 is available also on Nike, which I'll leave a link on that one too. That's a great shoe, and we're probably going to see Caitlyn wearing that. And once we do, it's probably going to sell out. So you probably want to go ahead and grab it while you can if you want that. Speaking of Nike following pattern, another player who had a GT Cut exclusive last season was Arike Abungwale. She had a really nice GT Cut too that actually got a lot of play in the NBA. A lot of players got behind it. I personally got behind it because it had the skyline of Milwaukee on the back. That maybe limited some of its mass appeal, but for me, I personally liked it because I live in Milwaukee. But seeing as how she had that shoe last year, if Nike follows the pattern that they've showed so far, she would be actually next in line to get the signature shoe. Because it does say that Caitlyn's signature is included in her contract, but it doesn't say that she's necessarily the next one. Arika has been there. And like I said, just following the pattern they show, she would be the one next in line. I'm not sure how many of you guys remember her historic run with Notre Dame 6 years ago, where it seemed like she was hitting clutch shot after clutch shot in every other game, including in a national championship game, which she led them to the win. But I know the whole city of Milwaukee was proud, had everybody buzzing. So I mean, as a Milwaukee native and as a Nike stockholder, I would hope that they would go ahead and get her in line to get a signature shoe. So it would be nice to see them get her something going on the signature side really soon. Also, Asia Wilson, who's been wearing Nikes for a while now, a few different models. Now she's had so many different Cosmic Infinities, 1, 2, 3, a different pair of LeBrons. She needs her own shoe now too. The Aces have won too much. They have 4 players on the Olympic team. That's how good they are. And she's the best. No reason at all that she shouldn't have her signature shoe really, really soon. Because honestly, as a fan of Arike and Asia Wilson, and as a very minor Nike shareholder, I would like for Nike to go ahead and get ahead of the potential backlash of saying, hey, this is an 81% colored league. Well, colored, what the hell? Players of color make up 81% of the WNBA, but these are our 3 signature athletes. Like, I can see the backlash from that before it even happens. So just to go ahead and get ahead of that. Plus, they deserve the shoe. Not just for PR's sake, but just for the fact that they also deserve the shoe. We need to go ahead and get Arike and Asia something cooking ASAP. Sooner or later, Nike, get on it. And before I move on, let me go back. These Air Deldons are fire. I slept on them. I'll admit, I slept on them. But looking at them now, they're giving me real Air Yeezy 2 vibes. For everybody who is a fan of those, they're real big in the sneaker and the fashion community. I'm feeling like these shoes will be looked at as a sleeper classic at one point in time, especially like this colorway. I like the orange colorway too, but this colorway with the white, blue, and the black and the pink, it's got a real strong pop art vibe, especially with those yellow laces. That desaturated yellow is a really popular color right now. I might have to go grab these. I do. I need these. I have to go get these before they're too hard to find. Really have to add these to the collection. I can see myself doing some damage with these, turning some heads. Anyway, in other Nike news, they unveiled their Olympic uniforms for 2024 Summer Games. Nice looking uniforms, and released to a lot less backlash than what the track uniforms got. That's a story for another day. But I do feel like they're missing out on another very obvious opportunity. Like, I don't know who's in charge there. Um, I'm available for now. But listen, with women's basketball being as popular as it is right now, with the summer games coming up, how are we not seeing a reproduction of the Swoops 1 or the Swoops 2? Even more so, the Swoops 2. That shit was fire from the top down. Cooper, give me the C14. Give me the Dawn Staley. What are we doing? Dawn Staley's doing so much for the game right now. Give me the Lisa Leslie. What are we doing, Nike? Why are we not bringing these back? You have talented storytellers right now, like Nina Abney. I know she's more Jordan than Nike, but you can pull her over. You have artists like her, storytellers like her. You have Yoon Ambush. What Yoon did with the Air Up Tempo, how she took that shoe and made it a very wearable, low top version. Like, you see, it looks great casually in both colorways, or all colorways, I should say. She did the same with this shoe here. There's no reason that you shouldn't have tapped one of these artists to work with, to bring back the Swoops, the Coop, the Leslie, and the Staley, man. Seriously. Now, unless you're going to surprise us, and I'm just, getting ahead of myself here, and maybe you do have that in the works. But if not, you're dropping the ball. Like I said, as a shareholder, what are we doing? We need to get some low top versions of that. You even did same thing with the Air Alpha Force 88. You made a nice wearable low top version of that. Looks great with clothes, not just on the court. Listen, if you haven't done so this year, you got 4 years. That next Olympic team is probably going to be one of the most popular women's teams you ever had. You'll have Caitlyn, you'll have Ju, Miss Judea Skies, you'll have Cameron, you'll have Rakia, you'll have Angel, you'll have everybody. Get these shoes cracking. Get working with somebody. They'll be in LA 2028. I'll be in the building. I'll definitely be there. Get these shoes in the works. If you need somebody to head the project, like I said, I'm available for now. Call me quick before like New Balance or somebody like that snatches me up, because I've got ideas. But anyway, side ran over. I appreciate you guys for sticking around. Hit subscribe if you want to hear more of my random musings. I appreciate everybody who subscribed already. I'll be back with another one soon. Till then, peace.